Common Sense is a deep analysis to global and socioeconomical issues from the point of view of real people in real time. From the Sunshine State, this is Common Sense with Lex Marshall and JT.
Hello, this is Lex Marshall here, and we have Mr. JT and Jordan Cooper once again joining us to the table. And how you guys doing?
Good, good. Where's the applause? You got the applause on the soundboard ready?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good to be back.
That's supposed to be just for the guest.
Oh, okay. But I'm the guest, right? I'm not on the title. I'm the continuing guest.
Yeah, we need to redo the entrance. So it's Jordan Cooper.
I can be Jordan Cooper.
All right, how you guys doing? Good?
Yeah.
Good.
We have unfinished conversation from last time. For that, have you guys watched the news?
Not lately.
No?
A little bit.
You guys been
Putin
disconnected?
or what? I've been watching. What?
No.
Subject?
I was just watching the news last night about the Delta strain for the coronavirus.
Oh, right. I haven't seen much about that, but I have heard some whispers about the threat.
I've been disconnected from all the political subscriptions that I have. For some reason, it's not appealing anymore. I think it was more appealing when Trump was in office, because you never knew.
Yeah.
You never knew what this guy were coming up with, and right now I think it's a little bit more chill. So I've been watching more interesting stuff on YouTube and other platforms about the new Delta virus. I've been watching about the hacking of the companies.
Mm-hmm.
You ever watch about that? Like how this look like it's like a pirates.
Cyber pirates.
We are the pirates.
Hackers.
That don't do anything. Wow. You ever hear that?
What's that?
We are the pirates that don't do anything.
No, what is that?
The VeggieTales.
Oh, no, I never watched that.
You never watched the VeggieTales?
I never had kids.
What?
Yeah.
I watched it when my kid was
I mean, I've seen it like around some relatives.
Yeah, you never watched the cucumber speaking?
No.
And the carrots having conversation? What's wrong with you, man?
I'm sorry. Apologize.
Anyway, so the new Delta strain is causing chaos on the U.S. Now is the most contagious strain from coronavirus. So anybody out there that doesn't believe in vaccine, I think it's time for you guys to make a call and get vaccinated. I think it's a good idea. A lot of the people that I talk to, they don't believe on the vaccines. Most of the people that hasn't been vaccinated is because they don't believe, or they think they are not required to get vaccinated, because a lot of them are conspiracy theories about the vaccines, and the other ones, they think because they might already had the coronavirus, they think the immunity is going to last for a long time, which I have my doubts. What do you think, Mr. Cooper?
Yeah, you get a higher immunity if you get the vaccine for sure, compared to if you just had it before. People have had it more than once. So is the vaccine like 95% or something generally?
95%?
Yeah. Depending on which one you got, and if you got the 2 doses.
Did you get vaccinated?
Yeah. It's only one shot. It still
you
hurts.
got the JJ?
Yeah, the Johnson and Johnson.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was still... I thought they got rid of that one.
No, they still...
So they put it on hold, and then...
They resumed to do it.
They thought it was not enough evidence about what they said they was causing, right?
No. I think it was for certain people, not for everybody. I didn't have any side... Well, besides the headache and, my arm still hurts.
Yeah.
But why you decided to get Johnson & Johnson instead of the other ones?
Because it's only one shot. I don't want to come back and do it again.
Not as effective, though.
But let's see.
Was it efficacy?
It was 98%.
No. They were saying that Johnson & Johnson was like
60s,
60s, right?
Yeah.
Was it
like
60?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close.
Well,
yeah.
that's my only one chance. So.
I don't know if you can mix it or I don't know how that
No,
works.
you know what my thing was, my take on that one. When I went to Walmart, because I got a Walmart, I thought that the vaccine was supposed to be on the fridge, right?
Yeah.
But
if you get the 2 doses,
Yeah, but when I went there, they had them already in the
Cabinet.
in the like room temp drawer. It was already on the syringe. Yeah, I never saw both of the shots. I never saw the doctor grabbing the little
cooler. Or
the
whatever.
little glass bottle and take it from there. They never
was
did.
already in the syringe.
It was already in the syringe on a room temp drawer. So I got there, the doctor or whatever, the pharmacist came and grabbed the syringe already loaded and just put it in there. I wonder if anybody had that experience, because I thought it was odd that vaccine is supposed to be on the refrigeration. And then how long does the vaccine last out in the
maybe
room
they've
temp?
got a day or something. I don't know.
And I never got sick from the second shot.
No.
No, I took the day
put
off.
water.
Yeah,
It's just water.
I guess it wasn't really.
No, I did get the side effects. Yeah. No, right
The
away.
first
but
one, yeah.
next time,
The first one I got the Moderna, and the first one I got. But I also thought, because my son had flu, so I catch that flu. I caught that flu like instantly, because I guess my immune system went down a little bit because of the first shot. My arm hurt, but the second dose, my arm hurt for 1 day, and that's it. I never got the. I know people that got really not sick, but they have more side effects than for the second one.
Second one, I felt awful.
Really, I never got anything. I even took the day off, and I was like,
Yeah, I had cold sweats and cramps. I was just wrapped up, and for I don't know, probably started about 4 a.m. that night, and then the next day.
Really, the only thing I had was like a headache, but when you wake up, your hair feels heavy, can't really concentrate on anything. When you're just waking up, kind of like that.
Drowsy.
Drowsy, yeah, but
shaky.
That's it. Anyway, well,
so does the vaccine work against the Delta strain?
What I read was they don't know for sure, but they have high hopes that it will.
Right. They haven't done enough tests.
Yeah. They haven't done enough tests, but whatever the doctors, scientific, they said that they have really high hopes that the new strain is gonna be covered on the Moderna and Pfizer vaccine. I haven't heard anything for the JJ. I think the JJ is the least effective. But now they came up with a new one, new brand, the Novavax. It's a new brand, and
who made that one?
I think it's another company.
What country? Do you know?
Now let's search Novavax with B. And we can. Where's Pfizer from? Germany?
I think so. Yeah.
Pfizer. Oh.
I think.
And Moderna?
Is it Moderna American?
No, Moderna is European. Novavax is an American biotechnology company based in Gatesburg, Maryland. Yeah, they came up with the. This has 90% efficacy. So it's pretty good.
Well, let's see. In a year from now.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to be getting booster shots every year.
We'll start becoming zombies. One or two.
Yeah, we're going to be all zombies. And when the aliens came, they're going to just... What the hell we came here for?
Yeah.
That doesn't really match, right? Right? The aliens tried to invade us and tried to study us, and then, oh my God, this is zombie.
Yeah, it would be so easy for them to take over.
Don't you think
so easy for them to wipe us out?
Yeah, don't you think that's the alien kind of plan to do that?
Just release a biological virus?
Yeah.
That would be the easiest way to do it.
Yeah,
And
so
it
they
would-
don't. Yeah.
It wouldn't destroy the planet,
Right.
like if they use nukes or something.
Because maybe if they after the natural resources, then
Yeah,
they can just like
they don't need to burn the whole planet.
Right.
They can just wipe us out, leave all the other animals intact.
and what I see is this is gonna be a conspiracy theory.
There
Bring
you
it
go.
on, bring it on. That
Sounds more like us.
soundboard is like perfect for this one.
What I'm thinking is, how about if the aliens are coming for our natural resources, right? But then they're not gonna bring the whole fleet of aliens, right? So they probably need more slave labor. So this virus, how it's working is kind of getting rid of all the old people and all the disease people or people with diseases, and leave the strongest alive.
Oh, okay.
So what do you think? Like that's the plan for the alien takeover?
I mean, if we're saying if they created the virus, which
Right.
I don't think they did, but
Well, how do you know that?
I don't think it's.
How do you
alien
know that?
I think it
virus.
came from the Wuhan lab. I'm on board for that.
But you know
conspiracy now.
they discover viruses on meteors before.
I mean, you could come up with any idea you want, but I mean, it came out. The infection started right outside of the lab, and they were studying that exact thing. So,
But do you think all the infections are coming from a lab?
well, it only
No.
it only needed a couple, and then spread from there.
How about the other infections, diseases like back of the time? If you rewind back to the Middle Ages, like typhus,
Middle Ages, they didn't have a proper sanitation. They were just throwing their
shit on the streets.
shit on the
Yes,
streets.
they could die
and then
from
rats
anything,
were like,
from
yeah, I mean,
infection
They just
or-
didn't understand, and they didn't have medications and stuff. And the animals have all kinds of diseases that circulate within themselves. It's just a naturally occurring thing that's going on. We got a little microbial kingdom that crosses wires with us and causes all kinds of problems.
There you go.
Fair enough.
They didn't have sanitizer back then.
Yeah.
So
Sucked back then.
they weren't walking around with a sanitizer bottle and
No.
no. I still think that some of the diseases came from out there. Yeah.
From aliens.
No, not from aliens, precise, but
Oh, like space.
space.
rocks.
Yeah, space rocks. Because you never know what, like, some meteor hits the Earth, then you never know what's inside.
Yeah, but I don't think they wasted the time just planting a virus and let us kill slowly if they have these technologies so they can recreate some kind of weapon and
No,
an instant.
Okay, I'm gonna say this: if aliens are interested on this planet, they would have taken over like long time ago. I don't think the aliens are interested on this planet. Like just like deGrasse says,
Tyson.
deGrasse Tyson says, because look, what do they want that they don't have?
We
What do you
don't
think?
know.
I mean, they could just be
We don't
interested.
know.
Just be
And first of all-
interested. Scientists.
Yeah, but first of all, like there is not enough evidence for us to say aliens.
Yeah.
We got to start from there.
I was
Like,
fairly convinced that. So, I mean,
but we don't have enough evidence of side. I mean, we have side videos, a lot of content out there. But
There is no proof.
not really like convincing evidence.
Yeah, evidence.
And if we do, then government hasn't released it. Let's say like aliens from Area 52
51.
or 51.
get
yeah.
it right.
That was not 52. That was the airsoft.
Airsoft.
The airsoft company that I was going to play. Anyway, so I always get messed up on that one. Area 51. Don't you think like if they do have aliens, which people said in conspiracy theories said that they might have alien technology concealed in there?
Well, that's different. That's different from a biological aspect.
Right, but we never seen anything though.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
there's no
would've
proof.
leaked. Would have leaked, probably.
And whatever they released in unclassified was nothing.
Yeah. Like make a report, and leading up to it, they're like, there are these things we don't understand. And then the report came out. So there are these things that we don't understand.
Right.
Moving on.
Yeah.
I thought there is one more. There's another conspiracy theory that said that the Pope on Rome, he's always like constantly in contact with these aliens.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right.
And they have on the secret archives of the Vatican City.
Yeah.
It talks about that, like the Pope and all the religious leaders are always.
Not only is he talking to God, he's also talking to aliens.
I guess I don't know.
He's a
I think it's a
connected guy.
conspiracy
He's
too.
well connected.
But the real thing here is we never, ever have 100% fail-proof that aliens exist. We have nothing. Just videos here, like blurry spots and maybe flying objects that are really a flying object. They look weird, but we never have a nothing
Solid
convincing, man.
Yeah.
And when I think when one solid proof came out to the public, they tried to discredit. They say, "Oh, this people is just crazy and they don't see objectively."
Yeah,
Well,
let's say like the Roswell crash. Let's say that was real. They wipe everything out
Yeah, they took everything.
and took everything and conceal everything from public.
Men in Black.
Men in Black what?
You seen that movie?
Oh,
yeah. it's
yeah,
pretty
that was
much that. No, it's exactly like that. It was a documentary.
oh, the documentary.
Yeah.
I thought it was just Will Smith.
No. Yeah.
okay.
People got it wrong. It wasn't entertainment. That was a documentary. Will Smith is actually works.
It's actually an alien.
Yeah.
How about if you talk about aliens, I think more realistically, I will say that aliens and another type of humans are more likely, to be more like another type of human than alien. Like the
You think they're gonna look like us?
yeah, like reptilians.
Reptilians?
Yeah.
I don't buy that.
Or the Illuminati.
Nah, I don't buy that. I think that's that's a conspiracy theory.
What do you mean?
Separate from aliens or from the aerial phenomena. I think that's
Did you ever hear about the
two different
Illuminati?
things.
Yeah. Well, there's people that think that lizard people are
Right.
Yeah. There's controlling.
Conspiring.
Yeah,
Well,
conspiring. They got these eyes and this color of skin.
Are they
and crazy
interdimensional, or are they just evolved alongside
No,
us? Or
I think the story behind is those people came from somewhere. They kind of like genetically manufactured the human race,
Okay.
and
Oh, we're created by the lizard
right,
people.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
That's hard to believe.
they just on the hiding, but not on the hiding is they kind of like govern the world on the backstage, But they are. It's the only way they can be out there is if they wear like a human suit. But they are actually
Man,
lizard
can
people.
you imagine how scary that would be to believe that, walking around thinking like paranoid that someone you're talking to is
you
a
ever seen-
lizard person
Yeah.
underneath?
You ever seen?
So my boss is a
They
gecko.
live.
Yeah. You ever seen videos where they capture the eye and the corneas?
Oh, there's a little highlight or something.
Yeah, are like a reptilian.
Yeah, they
eye.
use that trick in Blade Runner. That's how they convey that it's a robot. They have like
They have
a certain
different
angle
tissues on the
going-
eye.
Yeah.
You know, the reptilian people have different, like two tissues, right? Two eye tissues,
Something like that. But
like two different eyelids.
what is the goal?
When they blink,
Oh, yeah, the side thing.
the one goes on the side, the one up and down and sides to the side, like up, left and right, I think, and that's how they blink. And when they caught these people blinking, I think one of those was Queen Elizabeth. They assumed the eye when she was blinking, and she blinked like a lizard.
That's weird, but I don't think so. I don't think that's real.
No, you never think about this.
No, I don't think
subhuman.
that's real.
No, not subhuman. It's more like uphuman.
Be a lizard? No, I don't think so. I think we deeper than that.
So you don't think the aliens walking among us?
No. I think if aliens were here, they would just be these robot, like drones there would be unmanned spacecraft that are just flying around recording everything.
But what purpose?
Just curiosity.
I don't think so. If it is an advanced race, what are they watching us? We don't have nothing to offer yet.
No, I hate this argument. Neil deGrasse Tyson was making this argument too, okay? Like, if we're sending robots out in space, if we discovered some even just microbes or whatever, we would be analyzing it like crazy. We'd be sending tons of robots there to analyze it. So if there's like even apes or something like basic, it doesn't have to be on our level or even more advanced than us. So like it could be the simplest life form and we would be incredibly fascinated. So the
Come
idea
on, man, we fight over toilet paper.
Okay, but you're talking about the average person. Like, we have a scientific community, right? So the creme de la creme of humans, of technologically advanced, scientifically thinking people, you could think the same thing. But, people are making the same argument of, so you're saying the aliens are too dumb to be interested in us, or they're too smart to be interested in us?
I think
they're too smart to be
look,
interested in us.
I want to make you a question.
If they're smart, they would be interested in other life, and not just us, but the history of the entire planet, the history of the entire biological life. Like, okay, there were dinosaurs, and a meteor came and killed all of them, and then I was learning about this, like, we're essentially in the aftermath of like a nuclear apocalypse, right? And then we grew back up into it, and yeah, that's a really interesting subject. But wouldn't they be interested in that? They wouldn't be interested in the history of the whole planet and the evolution of life and compare it to their own?
No.
They would just be like, nah, that's boring.
You remember the analogy?
We've got our own thing going on. What are they going to be doing?
But I remember the analogy of the ant that I gave you before the show.
The end?
Yeah, the ant mound with the ants.
Oh, the ant mound. Yeah, but we study ant mounds.
I know, but regular people don't give a shit about it.
They're not regular people. You're both arguing that they are regular and uninterested, yet also totally advanced intelligent. Okay. And I'm saying if they're totally advanced intelligent,
what is it?
Then they would be. They would have curiosity.
Put it this way. What about this aerial craft that we've been seeing for now 50 years? What about there is a line in time where they get strained? What about if they traveling back and forth in time and just caught up, and it was it was a blurb, and they caught up in our planet. It just was like a pit stop,
Refueling with water.
No. But maybe they were strained, just like imagine just like a flat tire, and they cut up.
They can't get home.
And on our system, and our solar system, I'm not saying just our planet,
stranded.
Yeah, for some reason, because they never tried to show us anything, or at least there is no proof that they want to give us anything or take anything from us.
And they laugh at us.
I don't think they laugh at us. It's just they don't pay attention to it. That's what I think, because there is no proof. I mean, so I believe I want to believe to the people they say they're been abducted for this alien form, but there is nothing convinced. There is nothing solid proof that I say, hey, this is my proof that the aliens they gave me this, or they make me superhuman, or they make me weak.
There's people that they claim that they've been interacting and talking to the aliens, and like you said, there is some people that are being, or before they were abducted before, and they did a bunch of experiments and shit. Most of the videos that I watch is just scams.
Yeah.
There's no solid proof. There is no proof.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, for me, it doesn't make sense that these aliens are flying out there, right? Because they are, according to Jacob.
Well, I think it's
okay, but doesn't.
I think it's interesting that the government is saying that it's possibly aliens. I think that's interesting because up until now they're like, nope, they don't exist, and now they're like, well, we don't know what these things are.
But they still saying that. They just changed the what they changed is just the narrative of how they say things.
Isn't that interesting, though, that they're changing how they're framing it?
But
and now they're open to the idea that these things are possibly aliens.
Well, because it's bad politics.
Yeah, but what they just saying is, we don't know what it is. Might be aliens.
Well, they're saying we've crossed a lot of things off of our list. They're saying we're fairly confident that it's not an error, like a technological error, like a lens flare or something like that. We've seen them with regularity. We've tested enough. It is an object, right? And we do not believe it's other humans, like a foreign thing. It's not ours, right? Like humans could not pilot this object, right? It's doing things that we're not capable of. So it's a real object doing things that humans aren't capable of doing.
Okay, how about this? You ever watch the Matrix, right?
Yeah.
What the Matrix was?
Simulation.
It's a simulation, and everything was concealed into a series of laws, like physics laws and all that, right?
But they're hacking it.
But no. But there was always like a little chance of errors in the system, like glitches.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Don't you think that in our laws, like our physics laws and like gravitational laws and all that shit, wouldn't be a chance of an error? And now these things are kind of like going from one dimension to another, and by doing that, they become optics. Now we're seeing things that we can't see with our naked eye unless you open some sort of gate, like a 3-dimensional or like bidimensional or whatever, and now show us a glimpse what is back in another dimension. Like, because apparently, like, that was interesting what you said before, that they caught this UFO or whatever, and it was moving and it was breaking the speed of sound, but it wasn't doing the thing that most of the artifacts do when they break the sound barrier.
Right. So it's going fast enough to where it should be breaking the sound barrier, but it wasn't doing. And there's also no sign of like exhaust or like any sort of mechanical.
So wouldn't that tell you that is this artifact or apparatus is from another dimension? We just seeing through a glass.
It could just. Okay. So you're seeing something that's not actually
is now from here,
or it could just be more advanced technology than we understand.
What this life, this where we are, this life form, we see things that are in our dimension. We can see things that are now in the other dimension. Like, we are 3-dimensional, so we have mass, we have space and time.
So there is no meant to us to look it up.
Right. We can't really, because we don't have the technology to go beyond that.
Yeah, but now
it makes me fool. I remember just the movie from Truman Show that everybody was staged. So the Truman was the only one that I don't know. So it makes me feel like that. So everybody knows something that I don't know.
But everybody out there, I'm just going to take the human race as one person. Yeah, it can be that.
Okay, but now the government is saying that they don't know what it is, but it's there.
Right, but the government is just careful what you say. Like I say, the government just changed the narrative of how they say things. You can block the sun with one finger. Now there's enough evidence that something is out there, but it's not really a convincing evidence, but definitely there's evidence what is out there. So the government is telling you is, we don't know what it is. It could be this, but we're not sure.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah. It's interesting.
And before it was, no, that's bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I think if they knew, let's go back to Roswell, right? And if they caught something or they tried to study something and they fail all these years, and now these artifacts or their flying objects, they're appearing again, they say, oh my God, we have to tell the people because we failed. Or we messed up and we don't know what it is, what will be the consequences. So we have to tell the people, no, that is something out there. So we finally, gave up this information, or we messed up. We don't know. I was watching these interviews with exactly the podcast with Joe Rogan, and when he was talking to this Bob Lazar guy that it's been for years, been debunking. They people think this guy is crazy. I don't think he's crazy, but I don't think he's telling the truth, the whole truth. He's just giving us pieces of information.
I think that's just his career, has been lying to everybody.
But I mean, he wastes. He
write a bunch of books that people buy because he's saying that he worked at Area 51.
But I mean, one thing is certain: he lost everything. He lost mostly. I was telling this guy that he couldn't find their birth certificate, so that kind of the thing that scare you. So maybe the government knows something and they went out of hands. And now he's back to hunting us. Like the other day I was telling, what about if it's us in the future and we messed up something?
I think that's a really compelling, interesting idea. I don't know.
What about if
time travel aspect?
What about if we manage the way to travel in time?
Space and time.
And maybe it's us that we messed up something. Okay. And in the future that we don't know, that our generation don't know. So that's maybe our grandchildren. So they're backing us and say, hey, we don't want to talk to you because you messed up so bad. Right. And we try to fix it. And we try to know what it was.
Well, there's the movie 12 Monkeys that has a really interesting concept of time travel where the humanity is in ruins because of a virus. Right. So they send Bruce Willis back in time and they say, you can't change anything. So don't try to change anything. That's not how time travel works. What we want you to do is gather information to better help us come up with a vaccine or something like that. Study like the outbreak, get us samples, so forth. So it could be something like that. We're not going to interact with them because we can't change anything. Right?
Yeah, that's what I want to ask you. Does that answer the questions about why the so-called aliens can't really have direct contact with us because the aliens are actually us?
Probably.
Interesting idea. I think it's...
So, like the paradoxes of time traveling, just say the paradoxes associated with time traveling are that you can't really change the past because then it'll affect the future. Yeah, it already happened.
Yeah.
So if you mess with the past, then
that's already happened, right?
Right. So it can't really change the future. So, but if you live in the future, then it's a constantly changing things. So wouldn't that answer the questions about why we don't have real evidence of aliens and why we don't have direct contact with them and why they don't share the technology?
Their motivation for not interacting with us.
Because if they do, then something will get messed up in our future.
Probably. Yeah. Maybe they want to know how do they fix it or how we messed up. Let's say it was a nuclear war. Let's say, put it this way: if it was a nuclear war right now, and half of the planet was destroyed, and if this race still exists and they had this explosion in their life or whatever, so they want to go back and say what happened.
Or let's say it's not us, but it's our AI, right? In the future, and they're like, hey, let's go back and see when we were born, when they made us. Because we're on the cusp now, and they would have an interest in that. For
either one, if there is AI involved or us from the future, wouldn't be a little margin of error that those spaceships or UFOs or whatever you want to name it to crash and Roswell were actually legit?
Probably yes.
But wouldn't that affect the time?
Well, what I see, and I was just in my imagination. What about if we are at an advanced future where we know another races.
Let's say.
And maybe those weak so-called aliens that are us, but mix it with another race, is just like a, maybe in the future we know that it could be another race next to our galaxy, and they mingle and they know each other. We don't know yet. We don't know that one. It hasn't happened before. It could happen. We don't know.
So it never happened in, let's say, between time space traveling. Roswell actually, it was a legit accident. So we got a bunch of technology. We have the cell phone technology, we have the computer technology out of that accident. So that kind of changed the future from us. And now we are like definitely now having contact with them because what happened. And now they are strictly, they have strictly prohibited to have direct contact with us because of what happened on Roswell.
Kind of makes me think of Terminator 2.
Right.
Where, right, so the Skynet, the AI that kind of takes over, gets developed because the robot was sent back in time in the first one to try to kill John Connor's mom. But then the arm survived. So then the scientists find the arm and they start studying it. And that's what caused the AI to show up. Right? It's sort of like a paradox.
Yeah, it just show up in different time because it took longer to develop the technology.
Yeah, but I don't think so. It's a Terminator back to hunting us. I think it's more... I think it's real. I'm not saying...
It could be real.
I'm not saying it's not crazy. No, I mean, I'm not talking about the aliens. I'm talking about the technology that we've been seeing.
You think
just
it's
like this
intelligent? You think it's some form of intelligence, whether it's us or whatever, robots or whatever.
Why? Okay. How about...
not just some abstract anomaly, or you think it's some intelligent
No, how about... Okay, the Roswell and whatever happened in Russia, there's some evidence of that they have another UFO crash in Russia, and they conceal everything. The Russian government say we're not going to share it with anybody. So that's where Russia and the US have the most technology in the Chinese. Well, the Chinese stole it, but
you think the Chinese would steal it without
the Chinese.
There's just so many people involved that seem.
Well, no, what happens? No, what happened? What happened with the Chinese is China is the factory of the world, right? So the Americans go there and make shit, and the Russians go there and make shit. So these guys are like taking all this technology and like kind of replicate it, and I mean they preserve it, or they put them in the shelf, and they do things like copycats,
Yeah.
But anyway, besides that, wouldn't you think like Roswell was true in the scientists studied this technology and they came up with new ways of communication and like the cell phones and satellites, TV, whatever the case might be. But then because we are traveling, human race, as we're traveling on the space and time, by living, we are displacing ourselves in space and time because the planet keeps rotating. So we're still traveling. Mm-hmm. We're not standing still. So if we change something in the future, then that's why the chaotic moments take place, because then we catch up with the changes from the past. So that's why, let's say, like, that's why this virus came along, because we need to push the reset button and say, well, now we're entering into a change, and we need to kind of reset. Then we used to be this way, but now we're gonna be this way because whatever we move in the past is gonna take change right now. It's going to take effect right now.
This concept is probably the one that is confusing me the most of all the things we talked about. Wait, so the past and the future combines to make the present? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So let's say we move something in the past, us or aliens, whatever, we move something, and then now it's taking place. The change is taking place right now.
Oh, so the future, they time traveled somewhat ahead of us, right? But not quite. And then that has shifted things that is trying to get us to get to that point that they changed.
Yeah, let's say when you program something on your computer to wake you up at 6 a.m.
Okay.
You do that in the past, right? Thinking on the future.
Okay.
Then at 6 o'clock, your alarm goes off, right?
Okay.
And at 6 o'clock, it takes effect what you did in the past.
Right, but that's just planning for the future.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're planning with this virus then in the future.
Yeah.
We don't plan anything.
So someone traveled from 2080 back to 2019.
Oh, we have to make sure that things end up the way that it ends up in the future.
Kind of.
But wouldn't it, or maybe they're like correcting a mistake that they made. They're like, oh shit, it's like Back to the Future too, where
something got fucked up. Yeah, something got fucked up in
so then they're sending it back to like correct course.
Let's say
because we screwed it.
Let's say we are overpopulated on 2050. We are like overpopulated. Oil reserves are down. Can't produce enough food for everybody. So they say, let's go and drop a virus back in 2019 so you get rid of 10 million people. So 10 million people multiply over 20 years is going to be 3 billion people that we're not going to have in 2050. With this concept, what I'm trying to tell you is that the idea of the aliens now being aliens are us is more feasible than aliens traveling.
I don't know. It's saying time travel is more likely than aliens. Time travel is...
I think it's more possible for
hard
us.
to imagine how it would actually work. There's always kind of paradoxes that don't make any sense. I mean, I think aliens are just as plausible.
The only reason I don't think are aliens is because of the time traveling theory of what was the theory?
I don't know.
Relativity.
Einstein, the theory of relativity. God, man. The theory of relativity is still the theory of relativity still is the police in the universe.
Yeah, but I mean, it could just be robots that travel a long
But it don't
period
matter.
of time.
It doesn't matter if it's robots or AI or the aliens themselves. If the alien
So traveling from one point in space to here is less likely than traveling in time?
No. What I'm thinking is travel in space from point A to point B is still affected by the theory of relativity. It's still time. Let's say like if you
so
live,
they're capable of bending that.
They have to bend
then they
real
can just time travel.
Yeah. Because like
what if they're just traveling for thousands of years? Because they've got it, they're robots.
So they nail it
forever.
They nailed the concept of the relativity.
I mean, they don't have to do that. They could just be like, all right, let's set course over there. We'll be there in 2,000 years. We can travel through space at a certain speed. So let's say they just do that, but over a longer period of time, and they're willing to commit to that period of time. They don't have to really change anything at that point.
I mean, there is definitely a possibility of they can actually their outer laws of physics don't apply to them.
Right.
That's for sure.
Or they just understand it better and they have better mastery of it. Yeah. They
Because-
don't necessarily have to change anything. They can just, they're onto things that we aren't onto yet.
Okay, Jose, one question for you. You're you believer, right?
Yeah.
So what is your take on between aliens and the what the Bible, time travel and what the Bible teaches?
Well, the Bible says talk about teletransportation. There was a chapter in, I think it's
Isaiah.
Facts.
I mean, teleportation.
Teleportation, yeah. When one guy was talking with one eunuch, I don't remember the empire, but he took it by the apostle and he traveled, fast enough so he can be from one point to another one in no time.
Back
But
to the Future.
it was no. It was like a
know.
teletransportation. It was just like he ran so fast, just like a Flash. You know, imagine Flash movie, so he can
Became instant.
Yeah, instant. But it happens only for a period of time. I mean, it wasn't repeat again. So
This is in the Bible.
you know, but yeah, it's in one chapter in the Bible, and it's very famous. But I don't think I don't want to get into deep religious thing, because most of the religion, they will say you're crazy and it's demonic, and it won't allow you to see the evidence as scientific, or the facts. It will say, no, it's just demonic, this is devil. And I don't think it's that. I think we should see the facts and see the things.
Do you think anything is demonic? Are there demonic powers?
I think the demons exist, but I don't think my computer is demonic just because I watch, terror movie.
But is there black magic going on?
That's another subject. That's another subject.
Just curious. Just curious.
But I think there is an influence, and I don't believe in
So like
magic,
a psychological
but,
influence?
Yes, but bad. You know what I'm
Bad
saying?
cycle, but no
And-
like wizardry.
Actually, talking about this demonic things, I was watching this series, The Son of Sam's, in Netflix. I don't know if you watched it before.
The serial killers.
The
right?
serial killers, about this David Berkowitz, and how he performed, the killings and the shootings in New York back in the 70s. But the guy back in the history was a writer, so he went desperate and he was obsessed with the case. So he found that it is a net of satanic cults all North America, but nobody listened to him. Nobody wants to listen to him because most of the people, they think it's a joke, right? If you talking about voodoo and talking about black magic, you're wacko. You say, oh no, you're crazy, man. It doesn't exist, So this guy got a conclusion that there is something going on with those guys, and he talked to the guy in the jail, and he was convinced, he was convinced that it was something going on that produced these shootings, and he was involved in some satanic cult. So back to the point where we're talking about, this in the Bible, back in the aliens, I think you have to be careful talking about these subjects, and I like to talk this subject according to the facts that we have, that now the government is recognizing or is telling us that he doesn't know what it is, but he's there. So
no, there is one more chapter here in the Bible that always caught my attention when I read it, and there is the book of Ezekiel, and Ezekiel mentions the Merkabah.
Yeah.
And the vision is a report on extraterrestrial spacecraft. How he talks and he describes the Merkabah. I don't know if Jacob have no idea what we're talking about. So he always kind of like, okay, if there is something out there, because even the Bible says it, And Ezekiel had a vision about the Merkabah, and how he describes it. He describes a spaceship. That's what he's describing.
All right, but the Bible at the end, if you watch closely, what the Bible is saying is the first is a saber that we messed up, and there's a saber. So the aliens, what is the role that the aliens play with us? So let's put this in context. If the Bible talking about aliens, the Bible will say, or the religious people will say, that there's not an alien, it's an angel.
Right.
Because the way they move, the way they those things, and the way they travel.
Okay, if that context, you apply that context to the angels being aliens, so wouldn't be demons aliens too?
Yeah, if they're angels, then be demons. So.
Oh yeah, all aliens.
So
Dragons too. Those are aliens.
Because angels are now from this earth, so neither demons are.
Dinosaurs are aliens.
So they were aliens too. But getting out of this Bible chapter here, I'm just bringing it to the table because it's kind of interesting that Ezekiel kind of like draws an alien craft. I don't know why, I'm not an erudite on the Bible, but he definitely has knowledge of something out there.
It's okay, but to the end, I mean, if you read all the Bible, you can end it up in Apocalypse. And Apocalypse didn't say nothing about the aliens, so that's what it makes me think that it's nothing related to the Bible about aliens or about super intelligent,
beings.
That's what because at the end there is a judgment doing by God, not doing by the aliens. So the aliens doesn't play the role that a gods play. So that's what I step aside and say, okay, the religious is one thing, and this kind that we seeing is different. It's totally different. That's what I'm not convinced, but I like to think that maybe it's us from the future or from the past. I don't know. We don't know.
So if the aliens were listening to this conversation, do you think they'd find it interesting? They just hear like a bunch of sounds and they're like,
So, Mr. Cooper, so what would it take for the so-called aliens have direct contact with us?
Why? Like, what would be their motivation?
Right. Why?
Like,
they fly around, obviously. People see it. People see things.
Maybe they just get bored with they're like, okay, we've seen everything. Let's just mess it all up now.
But don't you think like they had contact before? I mean, Egyptians writings.
No, I don't think there's any evidence or strong enough evidence to think that they were.
But they have the Egyptians drawings have aliens in their drawings. Mayans and the Aztecs have drawings.
I mean, but you're saying the same thing about angels. So all for mythology or aliens.
Are dragons real?
Greek gods. Dragons are. I mean, dragons are just dinosaurs if they're anything.
But they were real back then.
Dinosaurs were real. What, dragons were real?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I'm asking you.
No.
But there were drawings in it.
Okay. There's drawings of all kinds of stuff. Someone look back and see superhero Superman. They're like, those were real.
Come on, but we are smart.
Superman was real.
As a human race, we are smart. So
yeah, Superman was an alien.
Superman was an alien.
Right? But
why else would they draw it?
Come on, but we know we got cell phones, we got computer, we got super cars. We got Elon Musk now. We have electric cars. And what about those drawings? There were people that were dreaming about the future. I mean, we can have a dream right now, and maybe later in time you have the money and you make it,
You make your dream come true.
Right. And that's what happens with these people. Maybe there were kids that were thinking about going out of space, and that way, okay, maybe I need a device to go, in outer space. That's what we see in the Mayans, in Central America, these drawings or this carving in rocks saying like it's a dream. Spaceship. What about if it was just a dream? I mean, we're smart people. I think we, as a human being, we are really smart. I mean, we're doing this podcast from a regular home.
Yeah, man, we're geniuses.
Yeah, I mean, it's this technology that we need, that we have, that we enjoy, right? 4 years ago, it was impossible. You needed a studio, and you need to have a lot of money and producer. Now we're doing this from a home, from a kitchen.
Technology. Technology is amazing.
So
it doesn't require aliens, but it's pretty amazing.
So I think I don't know what is out there, but I think it's something. Maybe from the future, maybe from outer space. We don't know. We need to find out.
I think I agree on Tyson about if there is aliens out there, which I really believe that they are, because of the universe is so vast. So who knows, but I don't think they interested in us.
Why wouldn't they be?
Because we
don't
waste,
get
man.
that.
I don't look.
It's not just us. The entirety of the planet isn't interesting. The entire history of the planet and all of the biological life is not interesting.
Not really, because you think about how many planets like Earth there are in the universe.
Yeah, but
You know what I'm saying?
But how many planets have we studied that doesn't have life? From what we've seen,
For what we've seen, we haven't seen anything on the universe.
What if they're just we're the closest ones and we're the first ones, and they're just like, oh, there they are. Let's go take a look.
And they did, and they left.
What about
they're still there though? So what are they then? If they're not interested, why would they be here? So you just said that they're here. Now you're saying they're not interested.
They're just doing a pip stop.
For decades?
Yeah, they just have a flat tire, stop on there. You know.
Oh, say there is a blue planet over there. You can, stop right there and you can find what you're looking for. Could be, man.
I'm more inclined to the theory about those people or those phenomena that we see are us in the future. And that's why we can't really... This is common sense.
This is common sense, so you've got to agree with
my common sense is you gotta be open but also not being stupid. And I think yes, there's definitely something out there. I don't think real aliens are interested because we are just the human race that we are a disgrace on the universe.
We are nothing to offer to aliens.
We destroy our planet.
Find this funny.
Yeah, we are destroying our planet. We have, I don't know, we are envy. We have, all sort of things, all sort of
still
diseases.
Interesting, though.
And those people, if they're really smart, they just,
No, that's not intelligence. That's not intelligent. Intelligence has curiosity.
About what? About us?
Anything. From all the other planets we've seen so far, ours is the most interesting.
If we are human race are curious about other beings, that doesn't mean that the other beings are curious about us.
Well, what else are they doing with their time? That's so interesting. What are they doing?
That's
They're
not
just doing
for me
math
to answer.
equations all the time. That's all they're doing.
I don't know.
Let's figure out.
Maybe they have better worlds to look at.
Other worlds that are more interesting. So there's other alien. Well, what if they don't have that? What if it's too far away?
How you can tell that they don't have that?
Hypothetically.
Well, hypothetically, I can say a bunch of things that are just...
Okay, well, I'm just saying, hypothetically, maybe they are interested in us because they don't have anything else.
I don't think they are. I just don't think they are interested in us. Remember the analogy? Back to the analogy of the ants. Ants are interesting. Are interesting.
But it's not just ants. It's every species.
The chemicals that they drop and the communication that they have, the tunnels that they dig, the way they work. I know they're amazing.
They find out,
But who gives a fuck about ants, man? So certain people do. Certain people do, but not us.
But it's not just ants. It's a whole planet of all different types of animals.
Monkeys and
what?
Cats and whatever.
But ants, they exist for a reason. So we are an ecosystem. So we're humans, right? We're consumers. Mm-hmm. And there is a chain. There is a food chain. Mm-hmm. If something breaks in the food chain, everything in our planet is disrupted. Yeah. So the ants has a purpose. The dog has a purpose. The cat has a purpose. The lion. And everything
because
else.
Everything is part of the ecosystem.
Right.
Aliens are not part of our ecosystem.
So they're not interested in the ecosystem.
No.
Why not?
They don't give a fuck about us, man.
Why? Why? What are you basing that off of? I just feel like that's...
We're amazing, but we're weird.
They would have done it already. They would have conversation with us. They would have shared the technology with us.
What if they just showed up now?
Until then I believe it.
People vote for Trump,
Yeah.
What would be interested in that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Why would... It just doesn't...
we
It just doesn't make any sense.
We drink, we smoke, we have, experiences with drugs.
Those are all interesting things.
We're okay.
They're just judging us, so therefore they're not interested.
I don't think they're doing anything.
As an alien, I won't be interested in that.
If you found an alien species and then they're just killing each other and doing drugs and doing all these things, they're stupid. you wouldn't still be interested? You'd be like, these dumb aliens.
Listen,
No, I don't think that.
You would be interested.
I would be running away.
You would
man.
be interested.
I would be running because this is ugly. I would be running.
No, but you can watch them from a safe view, like a television show. You wouldn't be like, let's go see what the aliens are doing. Those morons.
Okay. All right. It's a good point that you have. Okay, let's say we capture an alien and we have it, in the Smithsonian, and everybody can see it.
And it's still stupid. It just poops and it eats its own poop. You would still want to see it. You would still be curious.
At the moment, it would be curious and it would be fun to see it and interesting in studying. But after 6 months, everything will be forgotten.
Okay.
if I was an alien,
Let's say it's only 1% of the aliens that are interested in us, and the rest of them are like, bah! They would still have the drones here to watch us if only 1% of them were curious.
Come on, man. We are human race. We evolve. So that's what I'm telling you. If you had one cell phone right now and you had it for 1 year, after a year, it's just common for you. Yeah. And we'll say, hey, no, I have to change it because I had something newer.
Listen,
I was
I'm
something
gonna
better.
I'm gonna give you another analogy. You walk on the beach, you see the sand, right?
Yeah.
That beach sand is the universe. Would you spend a lot of time on one little bit of a rock, rock?
What if we're the most interesting, though?
How are you gonna find it?
How are they going to find us?
How are you gonna find that sand rock that is gonna be interesting for you?
I mean, you send out drones like we're doing, and then you have gigantic telescopes and all kinds of stuff that we're going to
but you know how many billions and billions of sand rocks are in the beach?
Yeah, but what if their sand rock is relatively close to ours?
But you are the alien. You walk in the beach, and how for you to pick out just one single sand rock to analyze deeply, it'll take you like years, but then you have all these billion sand rocks that you haven't analyzed yet. So
but they could send out robots to all of them.
So it might be interesting at one point, and that's what we've seen.
Okay, maybe this is that window in which they're intrigued.
Yeah, and we see what we saw. There is, like I say, there is enough evidence of sightings, and that's it. They left.
And okay,
but they're still seeing them.
All right, but let's go back to Roswell. If Roswell
you don't
was
think
real,
they're going to try to fuck it up before they leave?
Nah,
no,
they would have done it already.
I mean, after
Not
Roswell,
necessarily.
After Roswell, there was a series of advance in technology, right? What about if we cut up really these flying saucers and we still have it and we're still studying and we still, make it better for the human race? So, but after the fact that it was an alien back then, and maybe it was killed or maybe it was, I don't know, a guinea pig for us. Guinea pig, I'm sorry. What about if the other aliens say, okay, we don't back to the, planet Earth because they
assholes.
Something like that.
Dickwads. You know what a definition of dickwad is?
A what?
A definition of dickwad?
Dickwad?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's just somebody that is constantly an asshole.
Okay.
So that's what they think about us.
But that's good. I don't think the aliens has interest in us. And if they do, please call us or give us a like.
Yeah.
Leave us a comment. I'm gonna post this.
If you're an alien,
if you're an alien, post
comment.
something, please. We want to know about you.
If you're an alien,
If you have.
If you're an alien or you know one, reach out to us.
Don't be afraid. Just
if you're a lizard person dressed as a human.
Yeah, if you think you're an alien, reach to us. Leave a comment and please tell us that you're not interested in us because we're assholes.
Are you interested in us or not? Obviously, you find our podcast interesting. We appreciate that.
This has been a common sense about alien talk, and please follow us on Facebook and Pornhub, iTunes, and X videos.
This has been a serious conversation about
common sense. It's about
this is deep analysis by aliens.
Deep analysis.